Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. My name is Tseno. I hope you're having a great day. And in today's episode, we have the BMW's ultimate driving machine, the M8 Competition. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. So what do we have here? The most powerful BMW engine put into production, a very sleek coupe-like roofline with carbon fiber roof, truck mode, drift mode, switchable four-wheel drive system. With so many things, this should be the tip of the iceberg, right? Well, almost. You see, don't get me wrong, it is a very, very good system. However, it makes me ask some questions when you consider its starting base price tag of 165,000 euros. For example, the lack of four-wheel steering from the lesser M850i. And BMW says it is because they wanted to make the car as pure as natural to drive. I think it was more like because of the reason so they can save some money on it. And they did by carrying it over from the M5 Competition. Speaking of which, this M8 is an M5 in an 8 Series body. And it might be just me, but I think that the rebranding of the 6 Series into the 8 Series in the last couple of years was a very, very smart marketing trick that BMW used to make this car look more premium and ask a higher price tag for it. Being the best BMW yet, we should cover some of the specs. This 4.4 liter twin-turbo V8 monster comes with 625 horsepower and 750 Newton meters, and coupled to an 8-speed automatic ZF gearbox and all-wheel drive, should make it good enough to sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.1 seconds, weighing 1900 kilos. We actually timed this exact car in 3.1 seconds in a drag race against an AMG GT63. So if you want to watch that video, click the link down below. And being M5 underneath means very good things. For example, you get the two-wheel drive switchable system that gives you the drift mode, which is probably a lot of fun, but also quite expensive on the tires and the insurance. And second thing, the fuel starvation issues from the M5 have been resolved. Another very important thing, and I really like about the new BMWs, is that the higher you climb the model range, the more kit you get as standard. Not unlike some of its main competitors that will charge you everything even on their top-of-the-line models. And yes, I'm talking to you, Audi and Mercedes. Being an M car, it gets whole special M suspension. Not only the springs and the dampers, but also the main arms and a lot of underbody bracing. Before we move on to the interior, I want to talk which spec you should and shouldn't spec about this car. First and foremost will be the BMW laser lights. Not only they add extra sharpness to the car with their amazing blue accents, but also improve the nighttime visibility. And the other option is the M Drivers package. You get your VMAX unlock and a day in the M Driver Performance Academy in Germany. What I wouldn't spec is definitely the carbon ceramic brakes. They're very expensive. The normal ones work really, really well. And let's be honest, how many of the owners are actually going to bring this car to a track? Being the most expensive BMW on offer right now and competing against some of its main rivals in the GT segment like the Mercedes S-Class Coupe and the Bentley Continental GT, the interior of this M8 is slightly controversial as well. Don't get me wrong, it is really, really good. All the materials are extremely well made, like the carbon fiber and the metal trim around the place. The leather extremely soft, the stitching just perfect, and you get probably the best-in-class infotainment system. The iDrive 7, it is definitely now more complicated and with more menus compared to the iDrive 6, which was replaced recently. However, it is still a very easy and good interface to be used. But where my problem is with this car is that you can fully spec an entry-level 1 Series and you get almost the same layout and control as this M8. And this lack of personalization might be the reason to draw more customers over to the other brands. The cabin is built very, very well. This GT offers loads of space in the front with limited amounts in the rear, but where it is most important that it offers some very neat features that are suiting the character of this luxury car. For example, the heated door air center armrest. And another really cool feature that I absolutely love are these bright red M1 and M2 buttons, which lets you configure your pre-selected driving modes and you can access them with a quick switch. The first thing I have noticed when driving this EU spec M8 Competition with OPF filter or OPF fitted to it is that it is very, very quiet even with the flaps open. And thanks to the new EU regulations now the pops and bangs are gone too. Thankfully, there are plenty of tuners that against some money will solve this issue without any problems. An expensive, heavy car such as this M8 Competition that claims to be both very good on the track and on the road needs a very expensive software to keep you safe from crashing it. And this one, I can tell you, works very, very well, except in two-wheel drive, where the ESP is off and you are left alone with your own skills. So I'd keep the car today in four-wheel drive mode only. A couple of months ago, I've driven the M5 Competition, and this M8 Competition feels much sharper to drive, mainly because its center of gravity being lower to the ground with 24 millimeters. And you also get two very handy buttons down in the center console. The one for the exhaust flaps and the second one called the M mode, which lets you toggle through different driving modes from road, sport and track. So far so good, but how this Ultimate GT performs in the comfort department? Well, I can tell you straight away, the ride is positive, but it is still very well composed on these uneven surfaces and road bumps in Bulgaria. And this is where the lesser superior, more comfortable M850i might make more sense for you, because it is more comfortable, just as luxurious, and it still has that illegally fast 530 horsepower 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. Independently of which car you go for, you won't make any bad choice. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you made it that far to the video, hit the subscribe button and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the fuel economy. In case you care, well, it's a lot.